Hello, my friend, and welcome to Bookish English. Today, I want to talk to you about something so quiet, so private, and so deeply important that most English teachers never talk about it. It is called thinking in English. You have probably heard this phrase before. Somebody, at some point, has told you, just think in English. And you probably nodded, and you probably tried. And then 5 minutes later, without noticing, you were back to thinking in your own language and translating word by word into English. Frustrated, tired, wondering if fluent thinking in English is only for lucky people with special brains. Please listen to me carefully. Thinking in English is not for special brains. Thinking in English is a habit, and every habit can be built in small, kind, daily steps. That is exactly what today's video gives you. 30 days, 30 missions, one a day, and by the end of the month, you will not just know how to think in English, you will do it, quietly, without even noticing, all through your day. Let me be honest with you about something. Most English learners spend years reading, listening, and speaking English, and yet inside their heads all day long, they still think in their first language. They translate every English thought before it leaves their mouth. And this is why, even after 10 years of study, they still speak English slowly, carefully, and with a small delay, because their inner voice never became English. Only the surface did. Thinking in English is the missing piece. It is the deepest skill. It is also the most private. Nobody can see if you are thinking in English. Nobody can test it. Nobody can grade it. And so, most schools never teach it. Most textbooks never mention it. Most teachers assume it happens automatically, given enough study. But it does not. Thinking in English must be built, on purpose, day by day, with small, quiet exercises, just like a muscle. And that is exactly what we do together, today, for the next 30 days. Let me tell you what this video is not. This video is not a magic pill. I am not going to promise you will think in fluent English in 1 week. Thinking in English is one of the deepest, quietest changes a learner can make. It takes time, but if you follow the daily plan, real change starts happening from day one. Not by studying more, by quietly rewiring the small English river inside your head. And let me tell you what this video is. This is a real, honest, daily plan. 30 small missions, spread across 4 weeks, that slowly shift your inner voice from your first language to English. Not fully, not perfectly, but enough that, by day 30, you will notice something small and beautiful. Some of your thoughts, especially in ordinary moments, will just appear in English, without translation, without effort, without you trying. And that quiet moment is where real fluency is born. Please, please sit with me for the next 90 minutes. And if you cannot sit for all of it, come back to this video every week. Because week 1 prepares you for week 2. Week 2 prepares you for week 3. And week 3 prepares you for the big week. Week 4, where thinking in English becomes your quiet new normal. Ready? Let me first tell you something honest about why you still translate. Why you still translate in your head. Most learners think their translation problem is a vocabulary problem. They say to themselves, if I knew more English words, I would not need to translate. So they memorize more words, 50 a week, 100 a month, and they still translate every single day. Why? Because translation is not a knowledge problem, it is a habit problem. And habits are not fixed by learning more. Habits are fixed by doing something different over and over until the new thing becomes automatic. Let me explain how your brain works. Right now, when you want to think about a coffee, your brain does this. It thinks of the coffee in your first language, then it translates that word into coffee, then it forms an English sentence, then it produces the sentence. 4 steps, every single time. It takes maybe 2 or 3 seconds, which is fine when you are calm. But in a real fast conversation, 3 seconds is a lifetime. Somebody has already asked you 2 more questions by the time you finish the first sentence, so you fall behind and you freeze. Confident English speakers and eventually native speakers skip the first 2 steps. They think of the coffee, and the word coffee appears in their head immediately in English. No translation, no middle step. From thought straight to English. That is thinking in English, and it is not a magical gift. It is a road that has been walked so many times. The small trees of translation have all been cleared away. Your job in the next 30 days is to walk that road, small step by small step, not to force it, not to memorize your way through it. To live your way through it by doing tiny English thinking exercises all day long in real moments of your normal life. Let me tell you something that will save you a lot of frustration. Thinking in English is not something you achieve in one moment. It is something that grows in layers, quietly, without you noticing. Some days you will feel like you are making huge progress. Other days you will feel like you are back at day 1. Both feelings can be wrong. What matters is the direction over weeks, not the mood of one day. So please, when day 15 feels harder than day 5, do not panic. That is normal. The brain does not learn in a straight line. It learns in small waves, going forward, back a little, forward more, back a little less. Over time, the direction is clear. Trust the direction, not the daily mood. And one more important honest note. Thinking in English does not mean you stop using your first language completely. That is not the goal. Your first language will always be a beautiful part of you. What we build in these 30 days is a second inner voice, an English one, that lives alongside your first, not instead of it, alongside it. 2 voices, 2 homes, 2 ways of experiencing the world. That is the real gift of bilingual thinking. It makes you wider, not smaller. That is exactly what the 30-day plan is designed for. Now, let me show you the shape of the plan. The 30-day plan at a glance. 4 weeks, 30 days. Each week has one clear job. Week 1 is called Noticing Your Inner Voice. Days 1 to 7. In this week, we do not try to think in English yet. We just notice, quietly, what your inner voice is doing all day. What language you already think in, where the small English pieces already live, where they do not. Because you cannot change your inner voice until you first meet it, kindly. Week 2 is called Labeling Your World in English. Days 8 to 14. Now we start putting English into your life. Not full sentences, just single words. You look at a chair and think, chair. You see the sky and think, sky. Small one-word English thoughts sprinkled through your day. Week 3 is called Thinking in Small English Phrases. Days 15 to 21. Now we move from single words to small English chunks. It is cold today. The tea is warm. I feel tired. Small 2 to 5 word English thoughts appearing quietly in your head all day without translation. Week 4 is called Full Thinking in English. Days 22 to 30. Now, whole moments of your day happen in English inside your head. Not everything, not all day, but real moments, ordinary moments. Making tea, walking, waiting for the bus. And by day 30, some of those moments will happen entirely in English, without you deciding, without you noticing. 4 weeks, 30 days, from silence to labels to phrases to full thinking. That is the plan. Now let me take you through every single day, so you know exactly what to do. Week 1, noticing your inner voice. Day 1, meet your inner voice. Today, your mission is simple. Notice your own thoughts. Just notice them. All day, from morning to night, whenever you catch yourself thinking, ask, what language am I thinking in? That is it. No changing. No English yet. Just noticing. You will be surprised. Most learners assume they think in only one language. But when you really pay attention, you notice something quiet. Sometimes you already think in English. When you see an English word on a sign, when you sing an English song in your head, when you remember an English phrase somebody said to you, small pieces of English already live in your inner voice, and they do not need translation. They just appear. Today is about meeting that inner voice. Kindly. Do not judge it. Do not try to force English. Just notice. Small tip. In the evening, before you sleep, ask yourself, today, was there any moment when I thought in English, even for a second? You will find one, maybe 2, maybe 5. Small English islands already floating in your head. This is where we build from. Please do this small evening check every night this week, because noticing your small English islands makes them grow. What you notice grows. What you ignore stays hidden. Every night, count your small English moments, even one, especially one, and smile, because that one small English moment is your first proof that thinking in English is possible for you. Day 2. The one-word inner voice. Today, one small step forward. Every hour, choose one word, just one, and say it, in your head, in English. Any word, about anything you see. Coffee, chair, window, sky, rain, warm, cold, tired, happy. One word, in English, in your head, every hour. That is it. Do not build sentences yet. Do not translate. Just place one English word into your inner voice once every hour. About 12 English words spread through your whole day. By the end of day 2, 12 small English thoughts will have quietly happened in your head. This is your first step into thinking in English. Day 3. Watch how your first language starts sentences. Today, notice how your first language begins a thought. When you are hungry, what is the first word that appears in your mind? When you are cold, what word comes first? When you see somebody you love, what small word or phrase pops up? Just notice. Do not translate. Because before you can build English thoughts, you need to understand how your own thinking is shaped. Every language starts thoughts differently. Your language may start with a feeling word. English often starts with I or it. I am hungry. It is cold. I like this. Do not change anything today. Just notice the difference between how your inner voice starts a thought and how English starts a thought. Awareness is the first step. Small tip. Whenever you catch yourself starting a thought in your language, gently, softly, add the English I or it is at the front, silently in your head. Do not finish the sentence. Just try the English start. Feel how it feels. Because every English sentence begins somewhere, and in English, most sentences begin with I, you, it, there, or this. These 5 small words are the doorway to hundreds of English thoughts. Try them today. Just the beginning. That is enough. The rest will come in the days ahead. Day 4. English sensations. Today, whenever you feel a physical sensation, silently say it in English in your head, in just one small phrase. You wake up and feel cold. Think, cold. In English, you take a sip of tea. Think, warm. In English, you feel tired at 3 in the afternoon. Think, tired. In English, you take off your shoes at the end of the day. Think, relief. In English, you lie in bed at night. Think, comfortable. In English, physical sensations are the fastest doorway into thinking in English because sensations do not need translation. They are pure feelings, and your inner voice can label them in English without going through your first language at all. Practice this all day. Every small sensation, one English word. Small doorway, big shift. Day 5. English colors. Today, look at colors all day and label them silently in English in your head. Red bus, green tree, blue sky, gray building, white clouds, yellow flower, black cat. Colors are simple English. Everybody knows the basic ones, and your eyes see colors constantly. So this exercise fills your inner voice with English dozens of times a day without any effort. Small variation. Look at somebody's clothes. Think about the colors in English. White shirt, blue jeans, brown shoes. Small English labels floating through your head quietly all day. Day 6. English numbers. Today, count in English, silently. All day, when you walk up the stairs, count the steps in English. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When you wait in a queue, count the people in front of you in English. 1 person, 2 people, 3 people. When you look at a clock, say the time in English in your head. 10 past 9, quarter to 4. When you look at your phone screen, say the time in English, silently. 7:20. Numbers are everywhere. And numbers in English are simple. So today, use every number as a small English moment. Small, constant, powerful. Day 7, Week 1 review. You made it through week 1. Well done. Today, small check-in. Sit somewhere quiet for 5 minutes. Close your eyes and ask yourself, in the last 7 days, how much of my inner voice was in English? 10%? 20%? 30%? Whatever number, that is real progress. Because on day 0, before this video, it was probably close to 0. Even 5% is huge. Do not judge yourself, just notice, and thank yourself for showing up for 7 days. Now, small preparation for week 2. Tomorrow you will start labeling your world in English. Not one word an hour, words everywhere. Objects, actions, places. Your world will slowly become an English classroom, quietly, from tomorrow morning. Let me tell you what a good week 1 feels like, so you know if you are on track. If, at the end of week 1, you can honestly say, there were moments this week when English words appeared in my head without me trying, then you are exactly where you need to be. That is the whole goal of week 1. Not much, just a small awakening. Small English islands appearing in the middle of your normal thoughts. That is enough. That is real. That is week 1 done. If you have not felt this yet, please do not worry. Some brains take a bit longer to notice. Please do a bonus day 1. Spend a whole day just noticing your thoughts. Do not do anything else. And come back to day 2 only when you have felt at least one small moment of English arriving in your head, quietly, without effort. There is no hurry. This is not a race. This is your quiet inner life. Take the time it needs. Week 1, complete. Now, week 2. Week 2, labeling your world in English. Day 8. Label everything in your kitchen. Today, your mission is small. Walk into your kitchen, look around, and silently, in English, label everything you see. Fridge, sink, kettle, cup, plate, spoon, fork, knife, table, chair, window, bread, butter, milk, coffee, tea. Just look, just label, silently, in your head. Do this every time you enter the kitchen today, because your kitchen is a place you visit many times a day. And each visit is one more chance to fill your inner voice with English. If you do not know a word, do not stress. Do not stop to look it up. Just skip that item. You will learn it later. What matters today is the labeling habit, not perfect vocabulary. Small tip. Try to label at least 10 things every kitchen visit. 10 kitchen visits a day is 100 English labels a day. That is huge. Day 9. Label everything in your bathroom. Today, do the same, but in your bathroom. Mirror, sink, tap, water, soap, towel, toothbrush, toothpaste, hairbrush, shower, shampoo, bathtub, toilet, door, silent labels. In English, every time you enter the bathroom. Bathrooms are also visited many times a day. So today, without any extra effort, your inner voice gets many more English moments. Day 10. Label your body. Today, your body itself becomes an English classroom. While you get dressed in the morning, silently label your body parts in English. Head, face, eyes, nose, mouth, ears, neck, shoulders, arms, hands, fingers, chest, stomach, back, legs, knees, feet, toes. While you brush your teeth, think teeth. While you wash your hands, think hands, soap, water. Your body is with you all day everywhere. So today, English labels are with you all day everywhere. So today, English labels are with you all day everywhere too. Day 11. Label actions. Today, one small step further. Now we label not just things but actions. When you sit down, silently think, sitting. When you stand up, think, standing. When you walk to the door, think, walking. When you eat, think, eating. When you drink, think, drinking. When you open a door, think, opening. When you close a door, think, closing. Small verbs, eliding form matching whatever you are doing. This is called narrating your life silently in English, and it is one of the deepest ways to build an English inner voice. Day 12. Label people. Today, label the people around you silently in English. The woman on the bus, think, woman. The old man in the shop, think, old man. The young child holding her mother's hand, think, child, mother. The waiter at the cafe, think, waiter. The friend who calls you, think, friend. Small people labels, in English, quietly, all day. Day 13. Label your feelings. Today, we go a small step deeper. Now we label feelings. When you feel happy, think, silently, happy. When you feel sad, think, silently, sad. When you feel tired, think, silently, tired. When you feel excited, think silently, excited. When you feel calm, think silently, calm. When you feel worried, think silently, worried. When you feel proud, think silently, proud. Small feeling labels. In English, all day. Feelings are especially powerful for building English thinking because feelings are personal. When you can label your inner world in English, English starts to feel like your own language, not somebody else's. That is a huge quiet shift. Day 14, Week 2 review. 2 weeks done, halfway through. Today, sit somewhere quiet for 5 minutes. Notice again how much of your inner voice is in English now. Probably 30%, maybe 40, maybe more. Whatever the number, celebrate it. Because you did not just study English for 2 weeks. You started to live inside English, in small, quiet moments. That is real change. Let me tell you something honest about halfway. Halfway is the hardest part of any 30-day plan. You are far enough in that the shine is gone. You are not close enough to the end that the excitement of finishing is here. The middle is quiet. The middle is slow. The middle is where most learners quit. Please, please, do not quit it halfway. Because week 3 is where thinking in English becomes real, and week 4 is where it becomes yours. If you leave now, you leave right before the real magic happens. Please stay. One more week, and then one more. That is all I am asking. Small, kind reward for yourself today. Do something small and warm. Just because you finished 2 weeks. Buy yourself a small cake. Take a long walk. Watch a favorite film. Something small. Because celebrating your quiet daily work is what keeps you going for the second half. Now week 3, where we move from single words to full small phrases. Week 2 complete. Now week 3. Week 3. Thinking in small English phrases. Day 15. 2-word phrases. Today, your inner voice speaks in 2-word English phrases. When you look at the sky and it is gray, think, gray sky. When you drink your tea and it is warm, think, warm tea. When you sit down and the chair is soft, think soft chair. When you see a small dog, think small dog. When you smell fresh bread, think fresh bread. Simple two-word English phrases. Adjective plus noun. Building up your inner voice, one small pair at a time. This is a huge step from single words, because when you can pair two words together, in English, silently, your brain is doing real English grammar work. Small grammar, but real. And every two-word phrase you think today makes tomorrow's three-word phrases easier. Tomorrow you will add it is and I am to make full 3 or 4-word sentences. The pairs today are the foundation for the sentences tomorrow. Please do many pairs, as many as you can notice. Day 16. I am sentences. Today, all day, whenever you notice a feeling or a state, complete the small English sentence. I am. I am hungry. I am cold. I am tired. I am happy. I am okay. I am ready. I am nervous. I am calm. I am home. I am here. Small I am sentences in your head, in English, all day. This is a huge moment in your journey because I am is the beginning of most English self-talk. And when your inner voice starts saying I am naturally, English is no longer a subject you study. English is a language you are inside. Day 17. It is sentences. Today your inner voice tries a new small shape. It is. When you look outside, think it is raining, or it is sunny, or it is cloudy. When you check the time, think it is 9 o'clock. When you notice the temperature, think it is cold, or it is warm. When you notice something around you, think it is quiet, or it is busy. Small it is sentences all day, combined with yesterday's I am sentences. Your inner English voice can now describe your feelings and your world at the same time. Small step, huge power. Day 18. Simple I want and I need sentences. Today, try one more shape. I want and I need. I want tea. I want a break. I want to lie down. I want to go home. I need water. I need my phone. I need to rest. I need to think. Small wants, small needs. In English, silently in your head all day. These are especially important because these are the shape of your desires. When you can want and need in English, silently, English is becoming part of who you are, not just what you study. Day 19. Small English questions. Today, your inner voice asks small questions in English. When you cannot remember something, think, where is my phone? Or, where are my keys? When you check the time, think, what time is it? When you meet somebody, think, what is his name again? Or, what did she say? When you plan something, think, what should I do next? Small English questions, silently, in your head. This is a huge sign that English is entering your inner voice, because questions come from curiosity, and curiosity is deeper than description. Day 20. Small English self-talk. Today, when you talk to yourself, in your head, do it in English. When you spill something, think, oh no, I need to clean this up. When you find something you lost, think, there it is, good. When you finish a task, think, done, now what's next? When you feel proud, think, I did that, nice. When you feel unsure, think, let me think. Small English self-talk, all day. Whenever your inner voice speaks to you, try to answer in English, in a small, kind way. This is where English stops being a language and becomes your voice. Let me tell you something small and important about self-talk. Every human being talks to themselves all day, silently, in their head. This is not strange. This is normal. Even the calmest, quietest people have a small voice inside, commenting on their day. And this small voice is one of the most important voices in your life, because you hear it more than you hear anyone else. So if that voice starts speaking English, English is now the language you hear most, all day, every day. And that is a huge shift, quietly, without anyone else knowing. Small tip. Be kind to yourself in your English self-talk. Say kind things. Nice job. You are doing well. Small step forward. Because harsh self-talk in any language is not good for you. But warm English self-talk is like a small warm friend inside your head, helping you through every day in the language you are trying to master. Day 21, Week 3 Review. 3 weeks done. Today, take 5 minutes. Sit quietly. Notice. How much of your inner voice is in English now? 50%? 60? 70? You do not need a number. You just need to notice that your inner English voice has grown. Small English phrases now appear without you trying. Small English self-talk floats through your head. Small English descriptions of your world now happen automatically. That is not memorization. That is thinking. In English. Well done. Let me tell you why week 3 feels different from week 1 and 2. In weeks 1 and 2, you were building blocks, small labels, small words. In week 3, those blocks started connecting into small phrases, and phrases are the beginning of real thought. A single word is a snapshot. A phrase is a moment. And when your inner voice starts having small moments in English, English is truly living in you, not just visiting, living. That is the huge shift week 3 brings. Congratulations. Now, week 4, the big week, where individual English moments become whole English hours. Week 3, complete. Now, week 4. Week 4, full thinking in English. Day 22, English morning routine. Today, for 1 full hour in the morning, from the moment you wake up, try to keep your inner voice mostly in English. Wake up. Think. In English. It is morning. I am tired. I need coffee. Sit up. Think. Cold floor, warm bed. Walk to the kitchen. Think. Kitchen, kettle, water, wait. Make tea. Think. Warm cup, nice smell. First sip, good. Sit by the window. Think. Gray sky, quiet street, peaceful morning. 1 hour, all in English. Silently, in your head. Yes, you will slip. Yes, some thoughts will still come in your first language. That is fine. Just gently bring your inner voice back to English, like bringing a small child back to the classroom. Kindly, not harshly. Small tip for today. Try to do this before you touch your phone. Because the moment you touch your phone, your inner voice fills with other people's thoughts, messages, news, and small stresses, all in your first language. And English gets pushed out. So please, Before your phone, give yourself one small English morning, even if only for 20 minutes. That protected time is where the deepest change happens, and it does not cost you anything, except one small delay before checking your phone. Try it. You will notice a huge difference by day 30. Day 23. English walk. Today, take a walk. 20 minutes. And keep your inner voice in English for the whole walk. Look at the trees. Think. Green leaves. Tall trees. Nice shade. Look at the sky. Think. Blue sky. Small clouds. Warm sun. Look at the people. Think. Old man walking his dog. Young woman on her phone. Small child holding her father's hand. Feel your body. Think. Legs walking. Heart calm. Breath easy. 20 minutes of English inside your head. Nothing else. Just English. And a walk. Day 24. English while cooking. Today, when you cook or make food, keep your inner voice in English. Think. Water in the pot. Salt. Vegetables. Now the tomato. Small pieces. Slow chopping. Careful with the knife. Think. Pan on the stove. Oil. Wait for the heat. Now the onions. Nice smell. Think. Almost ready. Small taste. A little more salt. Perfect. Cooking is full of small actions. Each action is a small English thought. Day 25. English shower. Today, in your shower, keep your inner voice in English. Warm water. Nice. Soap. Wash my hair. Rinse. Feel the water on my back. Almost done. Turn off the tap. Reach for the towel. Dry my face. Dry my arms. Small English shower thoughts. Because the shower is a private, warm, calm place, and your inner voice speaks freely there. Fill that space with English. Day 26. English gratitude. Today, in your head, count your small gratitudes in English. I am grateful for my warm bed. I am grateful for my morning coffee. I am grateful for my kind friend Emma. I am grateful for this quiet moment. I am grateful for my small home. Small English gratitude, quietly, all day. This is one of the deepest ways to build English thinking, because gratitude comes from the heart, and when your heart speaks English, English lives in you. Small science moment. Gratitude is one of the most emotionally rich states a human mind can be in. And when we tie a language to an emotional state, the language becomes part of that emotion, forever. So when you practice gratitude in English, day after day, English quietly becomes the language of your happiest inner moments. That is a beautiful, permanent shift. Please do not skip this day. It looks small, but it is quietly one of the most transformative days of the whole plan. Day 27. English planning. Today, when you plan your day or your week, do it in English, silently, in your head. First, I will finish my work. Then I will go for a walk. In the evening, I will call my sister Charlotte. Tomorrow, I need to buy some bread. Small English plans. In your head, all day. When your future thoughts happen in English, English is no longer just about the present. English becomes part of your whole life, past, present, and future. Day 28. English memories. Today, when a memory pops into your head, try to describe it silently in English. Last summer in Brighton, beautiful beach, warm sun, ice cream with my friend James. When I was a child, our small kitchen, my mother's cooking, the smell of fresh bread. That day I moved to London. Gray sky, nervous heart, new beginning. Small English memories, quietly in your head, when your past can be described in English, silently, without translation, you have crossed a huge threshold. English is no longer a language you learned. English is a language you live in. Small, honest note. Some of your deepest memories may not want to come in English. That is completely fine. Some memories are tied so deeply to your first language that they only feel real in that language. Please do not force those into English. Let them stay where they are. Instead, try newer memories from the last month or the last year. These are easier to describe in English because English was already part of your life when they happened. Start with newer memories. Older memories may come later on their own over years. Day 29. A whole English morning. Today, from the moment you wake up until lunchtime, try to keep almost all of your inner voice in English. It will not be perfect. It will not be pure, but it will be more than you have ever done before. And that is huge. Set a small, quiet intention. This morning, my inner voice speaks English. Small labels, small sentences, small questions, small feelings, all in English, as much as I can. At lunchtime, sit for a moment. Notice how much English lived in your head this morning. You will be amazed. If you find that today feels hard, please do not be discouraged. Longer English thinking sessions are always harder than short ones. Your brain gets tired. That is normal. Even confident bilingual people cannot think in their second language perfectly for hours without slipping. Slipping is human. Coming back is the win. Every time you notice you slipped, and you kindly bring yourself back, that is a small victory. Count those victories, not the slips. Day 30, the final challenge. Today is the last day of the plan, and here is your final mission. Try, for the whole day, to keep your inner voice mostly in English. Not perfectly, not 100%, but mostly. From the moment you wake up until the moment you close your eyes at night, English self-talk, English labels, English small phrases, English gratitude, English planning, English feelings, English memories, all day. Yes, some thoughts will still come in your first language. That is normal, that is human. But every time you notice one, gently, kindly, bring your inner voice back to English. At the end of the day, sit somewhere quiet. Think back on your whole day and ask yourself, was more of my inner voice in English today than on day one? The answer will be yes. A huge yes. Because 30 days ago you barely thought in English at all. And today, English is the quiet main language of your inner voice. Take a moment right here. Feel this. On day one, 30 days ago, you were someone who almost never thought in English. And today, 30 days later, English lives inside your head, in small, quiet moments, all day, without effort. That is not a small change. That is one of the biggest inner shifts a learner can ever make. Most English learners in the world never build this skill. You did, in 30 days. Please be proud of that. Please tell yourself out loud, I did the impossible thing that most learners never do, and I did it quietly in 30 small daily steps. Say it, because it is true. Now please do not stop. Keep the small daily thinking exercises going forever. Because thinking in English is not a project you finish, it is a habit you keep. Every day, small English thoughts. Every day, small English self-talk. Every day, English lives a little more inside you. That is how the skill deepens for the rest of your life. Congratulations. 30 days done. You did it. Now, before we say the final goodbye, let me answer some quiet questions I know live in the mind of every learner attempting this. Because these questions almost always come up, and I want you to have honest answers. The first question: what if I miss a day? Does the whole plan break? No. Please, please do not throw the plan away if you miss a day. Just come back the next morning and continue. If you miss 3 days, come back and continue. Even if you miss a whole week, come back and continue. The plan is a friend, not a prison. What matters is not perfection. What matters is showing up again and again and again. Every learner who eventually thinks in English fluently did it after missing many days. What made them successful was not never missing. It was coming back after every miss. The second question: what if I still translate on day 30? Did I fail? No, absolutely not. Thinking in English is not something you fully finish in 30 days. 30 days is the doorway, not the destination. On day 30, you will still translate some thoughts. That is normal. But you will translate less than on day 1. You will notice English thoughts appearing on their own in ordinary moments. That is success. That is real change. From there, keep going. In 3 months, you will translate even less. In a year, most of your everyday inner thoughts will happen in English, on their own. This is a long, quiet journey. 30 days is your beautiful first step, not the whole road. The third question: what about complicated thoughts? Can I ever think about deep things in English? Yes, but not in the first 30 days. In the first 30 days, we only build simple thinking in English. Small labels, small phrases, small sensations, small feelings. Complicated thinking in English comes later, after this small foundation is strong. When somebody is ready to think about philosophy or dreams, or plans for their life in English, that comes only after months of small daily practice. Do not rush the depth. Depth comes on its own, once the foundation is quiet and strong. So please, focus on small English thinking today. The deep stuff arrives later, without you asking. The fourth question: will I forget my first language? No, never. Your first language is your childhood, your family, your deepest memories. Nothing can take it from you. Adding English inside your head does not remove your first language. It just gives you a second inner voice. Both live together, kindly, in your bilingual mind. Please do not fear losing something. You are only gaining something new. And a bigger inner life is a beautiful gift, not a loss. The fifth question: what if my first language keeps coming back, even when I try? That is completely normal. Your first language is your default. It will always try to come back. Your job is not to fight it. Your job is to gently bring your inner voice back to English each time you notice. Not with anger, with softness, like a small kind reminder to a friend. Oh, English now. That is all. Every time you do this, English gets a little stronger. Every time. And in 1 month, English will start winning many small, quiet moments on its own. 5 honest answers. If these live in your heart during the 30 days, you will not quit. And that is the whole game, not quitting. The 4 rules that make this work. Before we say goodbye, let me give you 4 big rules that will keep this practice alive for the rest of your life. Because a plan is only as strong as the person who uses it. And I want you to keep using this, quietly, for years. Rule 1. Gentle, not forced. When you notice your inner voice slipping back to your first language, do not get angry. Do not judge yourself. Just gently, kindly, bring it back to English, like a soft hand on a small child's shoulder. Not a shout, not a punishment. Kindness is the only fuel that keeps this habit alive for the long run. Rule 2. Small, always. Do not try to think complex thoughts in English. Do not try to solve big problems in English. Just think small English thoughts, all day, about small, ordinary things. Small cup of tea, small walk, small kind moment. Small English is the whole game. The big stuff comes later, on its own without you trying. Rule 3. Every day without breaks. Please, please do this every day. Even 5 minutes on a busy day. Even one English thought on a hard day. Because thinking in English is a small, quiet muscle, and muscles only grow with daily use. Skip a day and it gets a little weaker. Do it every day and it gets a little stronger. Small daily. Big lifetime. Rule 4. Trust the invisible progress. This is the deepest rule of all. Because thinking in English is so quiet and private, you will not always feel the progress. Some days, you will feel like nothing is changing. That feeling can be wrong. Real change is happening, quietly, inside your brain, even on the days when you cannot feel it. Small English pathways are being built all the time, whether or not you notice. Please trust this. Please keep going even on the days you feel nothing, because the invisible work is the real work, and it is happening every single day if you keep doing the small missions. 4 rules: gentle, small, daily. Trust. Follow these, and thinking in English becomes a quiet, permanent part of who you are. Emma's story, the day she stopped translating. Before we say goodbye, let me tell you a small story that lives in my heart. There was a young woman named Emma who moved to London from another country when she was 25. She had studied English for years. Her grammar was good. Her vocabulary was strong. But every single sentence she spoke, she built inside her head first, in her first language, and then translated word by word into English. Every single day, for 4 years, she did this. Her English was slow, careful, and always a small step behind the conversation. It made her tired, because every English conversation was double work. First the thinking, then the translating, then the speaking, and even worse, every time somebody said something to her, she also had to translate it into her first language, understand it there, then build a reply in her first language, and translate again. 4 steps for one small answer. By the end of every day, Emma was exhausted. Her friends James and Charlotte, who were both from London, could not understand why Emma was always so tired after a small dinner. They did not know that Emma was doing 4 times the mental work they were doing all evening without a break. Emma tried everything. She read English books, she watched English shows, she spoke English every day. She listened to English podcasts on the bus, but the translation stayed, because none of those things trained her inner voice. They only trained her surface. Her mouth got faster, her ears got sharper, but her thinking stayed slow, and she started to feel like fluent thinking was just not possible for her. She was ready to accept, quietly, that she would always be a translator, never a thinker. Then, one Tuesday morning in March, Emma was standing in her small kitchen in London, making a cup of tea. She was tired. She had barely slept. The sky outside was gray. She was watching the kettle, and a small quiet thought appeared in her head. Warm tea, that is what I need. She did not translate it. She did not build it. It just appeared, in English, in her voice, in her head. Emma stood very still, because she suddenly realized that thought had come fully in English. No translation, not even a middle step. She poured the water into her cup, and another thought appeared. This is a good morning, again in English, again without translation, again quietly. Emma sat down at her small kitchen table. She held her warm cup. She cried quietly, but this time from something warmer than sadness, because after 4 years of building every English sentence painfully in her head, English had finally moved into her thoughts on its own. That small, quiet Tuesday morning in a gray London flat over a warm cup of tea was the moment Emma's inner life changed forever. She sat for a long time. She thought a small English thought about the gray sky. She thought a small English thought about her mother, far away. She thought a small English thought about her plans for the day. And each one came, small and easy, in English, from somewhere deep inside her. Now, here is the honest truth. Emma did not become fluent in one morning. She did not think in English all day after that, not yet. But that small Tuesday morning was the first day, the first small proof that English could live inside her head without translation. And after that morning, more moments came, small ones at first, then more, then whole hours, then whole days. 6 months later, Emma noticed she was dreaming in English sometimes. 1 year later, she had whole English days, from morning to night, without translation. 2 years later, she barely remembered what it felt like to translate. English had become one of her thinking languages, not just her speaking language, her thinking language. That is what real fluency is. And it started with one small, warm sentence about a cup of tea. That can be you. In 30 days, or 60, or 90, it depends on your practice. But if you use the plan every day, that Tuesday morning is coming for you too. And when it does, you will remember this video. You will remember Emma, and you will smile. Final message. We are near the end, and I want to speak to you honestly, one last time. Thinking in English is not the same as speaking English. It is deeper, it is quieter, It is more private. When you speak English, other people can hear you. When you think in English, only you know, and that is why so many teachers skip it. It is invisible. But it is one of the most important shifts in the whole journey from beginner to fluent. When your inner voice speaks English, everything else becomes easier. Your speaking becomes faster because there is no translation step. Your listening becomes deeper because your ears are already inside English. Your writing becomes lighter because English is already in your head, ready to flow. Your dreams start to happen in English, quietly, without you trying. And one day, you catch yourself talking to yourself in English, alone, in your kitchen, and you smile because English has become your quiet second self. That is what these 30 days build. Not just knowledge, not just skill, a new inner voice. Please do not skip days. Please do not tell yourself, I will start next Monday. Start tomorrow, or start today. Even a small version. Just notice your inner voice once, today. That is your day one. Because Monday is a lie. Monday is the day we all promise ourselves. Real change begins on ordinary days. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, today. Here is what to do, right now, before you close this video. Look at something in front of you. Anything. A cup, a book, a wall, a tree outside. And silently in your head, say the English word for it. Just one word, in English, in your head, right now. Did you do it? Beautiful. That was your first English thought of this journey. And every day after this, more will come. Small at first, then more, then more. Trust the small daily work. My comment task for you. In the comments below, write one sentence in English. Just one. Tell me, what is one small English thought you had today? Anything. I saw a red bus. I drank warm tea. I felt tired. Just one small English thought. Because when you write it down, you make it real, and other learners will read yours and feel less alone. That small community of English thinkers is real. Please join it. If this video helped you today, please give it a like. It truly helps this small channel grow. And subscribe to Bookish English and turn on the bell, because every week we do this kind, honest work together. Real fluency, real habits, real inner voice, all in warm, easy English. Thank you so much for staying with me for a whole video about something so quiet and personal. This is not a topic most channels cover, but it is one of the most important skills a learner can build. And you spent your time here today learning it. That says something about you. You are serious about your growth. You are willing to go deeper than most learners ever go. And that willingness is exactly what will carry you all the way to fluency. Let me leave you with 3 small truths from my heart to yours. The first truth: every fluent English speaker in the world once translated. Every single one. Even the ones who now think in fluent English all day long. In their early days, they built every sentence in their first language and slowly translated it. Then, one day, without warning, English arrived in their thoughts on its own. That same moment is coming for you. You are not different. You are not slower. You are just earlier on the same road they walked. Please believe that. Please keep walking. The second truth: thinking in English is one of the most private gifts you can give yourself. Nobody will see it. Nobody will praise you for it. Nobody will notice it except you. But it changes everything. Your speaking becomes lighter. Your listening becomes easier. Your dreams sometimes happen in English. Your inner life expands. You gain a second home inside your own head. And that second home is quiet and beautiful and yours. Please build it for yourself, not for anyone else, because it is yours to keep forever once you build it. The third truth: small English thoughts done daily are more powerful than long study sessions done occasionally. Please believe this. 20 small English thoughts spread through one normal day are worth more than 1 hour of studying at your desk. Because thinking in English is a habit of the mind, not a skill of the desk. Habits are only built by daily repetition, in real life, in small moments. So please, please do the small thinking exercises every day, even for 2 minutes. Even for one thought. Small daily beats big weekly. Every time. Forever. And now you know the secret. Remember, thinking in English is not for special people. Thinking in English is for anyone who practices it daily, kindly, in small, quiet moments. And you are one of those people now. Take care of yourself. Notice your inner voice. Fill it gently with small English words. And I will see you very soon in the next lesson. Goodbye, my friend, and enjoy the small, quiet magic of your first Tuesday morning, whenever it comes, when English finally arrives in your head on its own, without you asking. That morning is coming. Just keep going. Small daily steps, small warm thoughts, small kind moments, and in 1 month, everything will feel a little bit different in the quietest, most beautiful way. See you soon.